I can echo actually what you said moments ago, and I also learned that great new fact about the Vatican having an AI expert. He said, see, we learn something new every day. And I thought, but wouldn't it be nice to be able to say we learn something true every day? And I hadn't thought of that until that moment, and I think in many ways that speaks to your question, which is, though we all have a very different experience based on who we are, where we live, socioeconomic background, all of the things that differentiate us, we still have a shared humanity. So we're still having a very, very comparable human emotional experience off and online. And I was sitting here, and also something that came to mind was an old proverb story, which I was not planning on saying this evening, so please do not quote me on it verbatim. This is not verbatim, but you may be familiar with it. And it's a story about a grandfather and a grandson. And the grandfather says, you know, inside of you, there are always two wolves that are fighting. And one wolf is love and kindness and generosity and openness, and the other wolf is hate and jealousy and vengeance. And the grandson looks at the grandfather and says, well, which wolf wins? And the grandfather says, the one that you feed. So let's flip that on its head when we talk about the digital world, where we aren't actually making the choice of which one we're feeding, because they're choosing what we're being fed. And if you look at it through that lens, suddenly you realize how powerless we are in the digital design that is setting us up for the wolf of anger and violence and hate and jealousy to be the one that wins.
Duchess Meghan was speaking about the relationship about the two angry wolves. One wolf is bad wolf, the other wolf is the nice wolf, and then which one will win. So she connect that to the digital world, basically which world that of the digital that we feed. You know, are we feeding the nasty and angry and trolling, and or are we being nice and sweet and kind and generous? So so basically it's up to us to on how creating the digital world. So that it was brilliant, Meghan story. So I was like, oh no, she's telling the story, but once you listen to it, it's very interesting.